Coming up here on today's show, we're going to be looking at the Raiders holiday Christmas wish list. Though Chugs is like, well, hey, what about Happy Hanukkah, right? But hey, real talk. Chugs and I appreciate everyone that always tunes into the show, even in a year that feels like we've been getting coal every single day underneath that Christmas tree. From the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of Chugs' heart, seriously, happy holidays to the entire nation. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. We're very, very thankful for all of y'all. So coming up here on today's show, you know what? I'm going to be breaking down some of the things that are on my Raiders Xmas list. Growing up as a kid, I can always remember my mom was like, you got to write down the things that you want for Santa Claus. Well, you know what, Mom? I've got my list. I've checked it twice. And after some of the live shows that we've done this week, I found out that there's a lot more naughty than nice people. And you know what? Let's get into the very first thing here on my Raiders Christmas wish list. It is simple. It is to get a franchise quarterback in any way, shape, or form. Maybe that means figuring out a way to get a Shedeur Sanders. Maybe it means figuring out a way to get a Cam Ward. And I know a lot of the videos that I made this week have been around the idea that it's not going to be as easy. And you know what? You're right. It's not going to be as easy. You might have to trade up. You might have to give up some draft capital. You might have to overpay for something that you probably could have got for a cheaper price. But let's be honest, right? Like, you can't have a Christmas unless you have a Christmas tree. You can't have Hanukkah unless you have a menorah. At least, I don't know. At least that's what I think, right? Just like you can't have a legit Super Bowl chance and you can't compete in the AFC West until you actually get a freaking quarterback. And I know that Shedeur Sanders is still playing A. And I haven't been afraid to admit that I have wanted Cam Ward to be the Raiders quarterback more than I have wanted Shedeur Sanders. I have been saying that Cam's been my guy. And yeah, maybe Shedeur goes a little bit higher. And maybe the Raiders are going to have an opportunity. But to me, the way that you can build this team the best going forward is either figuring out a way to get Shedeur Sanders, figuring out a way to get Cam Ward, and even though you tune in today's show, I bet you every single person knew that this was going to be the first thing on this Christmas wish list because I know I'm not the only one. If the Raiders fail to draft Shedeur or Cam Ward, then hopefully you can add a legit quarterback that you can either sign or trade for because it's not fair to the nation to go through another year like you're going through right now. It's not fair to a lot of Raider fans that I know Derek Carr was somebody that I was happy that this organization moved on from, but you failed to try to replace him. It's okay to move on from something, but you at least got to show that you're making the correct strides to be able to get this thing going in the right direction. I know that fans don't want to root against this team. I don't want to root against this team. And if you want to get everybody back on the same path, you need to go out and you need to find a franchise quarterback. So here's what I want y'all to do. If you want the Raiders to get a franchise quarterback, and that's all you're asking for this holiday season, I want you to click that like button. I know that I'm a lot happier individual when the Raiders win. I also know that I'm a lot happier of an individual during the holiday season. I can't wait to eat some good food. I can't wait to have some good drinks. I can't wait to hang out with Alex's family, my family, but I do want a franchise quarterback, so click that like button. Let's go to the next thing on my Raiders Christmas wish list. Please, 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 no more wins. We do not need any more pointless wins. Every single win from here on out really, and I mean really, could impact your overall ability to be able to go get that franchise quarterback. I know Aiden, I know Antonio Pierce. I saw Alex Bachman's tweet of, you're not a real Raider fan if you're rooting against this team. You guys can think that. I'm going to think whatever I want. To me, I think every Raider fan has earned the right to say whether or not they want to root for a win or whether or not they want to root for the future. Because I know this. The Raiders could have had the number 1 pick. Now they're sitting here at the time that I'm making this video, number 6 overall. And if you run into another win, if you run into 2 more wins, you could be at the number 10 overall pick. And every win from here on out, it does, man. It sets you back. So when you see the Raiders at number 6 in the 2025 NFL draft order, you got to understand how bad and how much of a kick in the nuts that is to this entire organization. So please, for the love of God, and I know that you guys aren't going to care because you guys are going to go out there and you're going to try to win football games anyway. No more wins for the Raiders. Every win from here on out literally only hurts us. The next thing that I'm hoping for here from a Raiders holiday is a healthy holiday. And you know what? I mean that from players in terms of overall players on the Raiders side of the offense, the defense, coaching staff, but I also mean it for the entire nation out there because let's face it, after a night out, you don't quite bounce back the way that you used to. And with our sponsor, Z-Biotics, I'm telling you right now, I absolutely love it because I don't bounce back. That is until I found Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol. Pre-Alcohol is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to drink this probiotic before drinking alcohol, drink responsibly, and get a good night's sleep to feel your best tomorrow. For Thanksgiving feasts to New Year's Eve celebrations, this holiday season is packed with events. But don't let the festivities leave you feeling less than merry. Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic can help you savor the night and seize the next day. So stay in the loop and go to zbiotics.com/chatsports. You can also scan the QR code on the screen right now to get 15% off your first order when you use ChatSports at checkout. You can also sign up for a subscription using my code so you can stay prepared no matter the time or occasion. Z-Biotics is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee, so you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund you your money, no questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/chatsports and use the code ChatSports at checkout for 15% off. Thank you, Z-Biotics, for sponsoring this episode of the Raiders Report and for all the good times that we have here. Let's go to the next thing on my Raiders Xmas wish list. You need some teams to win. You need some things to happen to get going in the right direction because right now you're sitting at 6. You need some help. And to me, the goal that I'm looking at is to get up to number 2. If you can get up to number 2, then there's no excuse why the Raiders can't get a Shedeur Sanders or why the Raiders can't get a Cam Ward. But with that being said, you need the Giants, the Patriots, the Jags, the Titans, the Browns to run into a win, and you need them to run into at least one win. For the New York Giants, they got the Indianapolis Colts, and then they're on the road against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to be real. I don't think that they're going to win either of those games because I don't think that they're trying to win games. That organization is actually doing something smart. They tried to go get a franchise quarterback. The New England Patriots got the Chargers and then the Buffalo Bills. Hate to break it to you, I think that those games are very unlikely that it goes the way that you want them to go. Unless Buffalo ends up resting their starters week 18, then maybe we can get a rabbit's foot. For Jacksonville and Tennessee, the best case scenario that you want to hope for here is you want the Jags, okay, to win this week up against the Tennessee Titans. Then you want Houston, who's resting right now, and after the injury to Tank Dell, which at the time that I'm actually recording this video, the Texans just went out and they signed Deontay Johnson, or they claimed him, so I bet Chugs is pretty happy behind scenes. But then, if you're the Texans, you just lost Tank Dell. You're going to rest your starters week 18. Maybe the Titans can run into a win. For the Cleveland Browns, you got Miami. Miami has struggled on the road. Could the Browns come away with a win? And then at Baltimore, I'm hoping that you can get up to number 2, but you need some other teams to run into some wins, and the Raiders can't run into any more wins. Now, here's the one thing. Chug sees you when you're sleeping, and he knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so please, for goodness sake, hit that subscribe button. I mean it. We need y'all just like I hope that y'all need Chugs and I. During this holiday season, when the Raiders are this bad, I mean it. I need all of y'all. And even though you're not going to be underneath my Christmas tree, though I bet Aggressive Master Raider is going to try, all I'm saying is this. We need you, so please hit that subscribe button. Let's go to my final thing here on my Raiders Xmas wish list. You need the Steelers and the Texans to win. First reason is Steelers, it's FKC. Watching the Chiefs play week in and week out, it's almost starting to become unfun because they're the guy on the pickup basketball court that it's game point, and every time he takes it to the lane, he calls a foul just because he's trying to win a football game. I'm done watching this team do what they do every week. And you know what? I want to root for the Steelers because I want the Raiders to have another quarterback option next offseason, which potentially could be Justin Fields. And then the other Christmas game here, the Ravens at Houston. Yes, Houston has already locked one in, and what's interesting about this matchup is simply this could be a 4-5 matchup and in 2 weeks in the playoffs, but I'm rooting for Chugs. I'm Team Chugs. It's Hanukkah, so for that reason, maybe we should have put Hanukkah Day matchup here. I'm always rooting for my guy. That is my short Christmas day Wishlist. There's a lot of good football games on. If you don't already know, Chugs is also going to be live on the Texans channel here at Chat Sports. So please go subscribe, go party with my guy. We're going to have a lot of fun like we always do. So Raiders Xmas Wishlist one more time. Got to get a franchise quarterback. No more wins. Everybody have a happy, healthy holiday thanks to Z-Biotics. We need some team wins, and hopefully the Steelers beat the Chiefs, and hopefully my guy Chugs gets a win on Hanukkah.